All right, today on the whiteboard, I'm going to give an example of how to mentally, in your head, just easily to um, calculate a crosswind component. It's not exact, but it's going to be close enough for you if you just calculate in your head and you're wanting to know if you're within your crosswind limits. If the numbers get really close, then you probably want to get in the charts to make sure of the exactness of it all. But for this example, we're just going to use runway 27. We're going to act that the winds are at 32 knots. So I'm going to give an example of 0 degrees, 15, 30, 45, 60, and 90 degrees off of runway heading. So at 0 degrees, so if the wind was 270 at 32, it'll be 0 degrees. There is no crosswind at all. If the wind was reported at 285 at 32, then that's 15 degrees off a heading, and we use 0.26. We'll just call that 1/4. So 1/4 of 32 is 8 knots. If the wind's reported at 300 at 32, then that'd be 30 degrees off a one-way heading, and we just take the wind and we cut it in half. So half of 32 is 16. If the wind's reported to be 315 at 32, that's 45 degrees off a runway heading, and that's 0.74. We'll just call that 3/4. So 3/4 of 32 is 24. If the winds were 330 at 32, which is 60 degrees off, we'll call that 0.87. We'll just call that 7/8. And 7/8 of 32 is 28 knots. If the wind is at 360 at 32, that is a direct crosswind, and that would be a direct crosswind of 32 knots. That's it. So if you're simply trying to do it, just look at the wind chart and just envision in your mind at 0 degrees, 15 degrees, 30 degrees, 45, 60, and 90. And if you can remember at 15 degrees, it's a quarter, 30 degrees is a half, 45 degrees is at 3/4, and 60 degrees is 7/8. Most importantly, I mean, if you do the 30 degrees at a half, 15 degrees at 1/4, and 45 degrees at 3/4, you get about most of it knocked out. But as you're doing your patterns, or if you're listening to the winds, they'll give you a good idea of what your crosswind component is. And once again, if it's close, or if you need you can look it up in the charts, or maybe your FMS, or you have a calculator can do it for you. But anyways, this is a quick and down and dirty how to calculate a crosswind component.